I'd like to start this video with a League IQ quiz. Can you name the main reason my team lost this game after just this clip of the first wave? Okay, now I'm guessing a few of you might chalk it up to me being drunk when I chose my summoner spells, or how I started 4 Kool-Aids and a stopwatch. Maybe the fact that I level 1 spec the nutsack chompers and whipped them into the tall weeds hoping it would proc my aftershock rune was some of your answers. The more observant backseaters would notice that my team doesn't have a jungler, my support is the girl with the dragon tattoo, and that my mid Yumi is AFK and base. But I'd argue that the worst problem with this first wave was that I didn't land a single last hit, and as a wise man once said, ADCs are like bank accounts. Without a lot of cash there's little interest. And missing last hits as an ADC is like buying fast pass tickets to an FF, but one champ actually benefits from failing to farm correctly. Obama's wife baby, because her passive makes it so these little cauterized jizz bombers come shooting out of things on the rift. When they land they look like something that would fly around Hogwarts at night, and when Senna kills one she gets a bit of every beneficial stat a young ADC could dream of. But here's the thing, these sperm babies spawn over 3 times as often when she doesn't land the last hit on one of these lane midgets. Up to 100% sperm spawn chance from cannons that she misses. Which makes her the only champ in the game that benefits from missing CS. And yeah, sure, some turbo virgin redditor will acknowledge that this is why she's played support, but there's something worth exploring about an ADC who can build a support item, have the highest vision score in the game, scale harder than everyone else on 1/5 the amount of farm, because these sperm baby stacks are giving ridiculous stats. So let the game you are about to see open your eyes to new ideas, because when life gives you lemons, you make lemon. Ad for Raid Shadow Legends.
You about to press the skip button? And yet, here I remain. Well, go ahead. Don't let me stop you. Just remember who's in charge.
Now I like to think I'm different because I use basic logic when I'm trying to find the next game to commit my life to, like I did with World of Warcraft. Totally didn't sink over a year of my life into that game. As a human I am wired to collect things and constantly work to improve on my collections by grinding away until I have more to show off than other humans. This is called human greed,
the American dream.
But Raid is the perfect way to collect and improve with hundreds of champs of different varieties. Then I want a game where if I go on vacation I don't come back to something that feels totally different, and I have to knock mechanical skill rust off for 2 months before I feel competitive again. So Raid having AFK mechanisms to keep me progressing when I'm away and not requiring daily skill grinding is A+. Add scantily clad babes and the ability to play while taking a dump and it's kind of a no-brainer. But I also don't want to get bored, which is why the game needs to be getting updates and new features, kind of how just this month there's 5 new champs, and a vault overhaul plus new skins for Ron Weasley's mom. Not to mention the Deliana event where you can collect this crazy lady and use code MIDLIANA to get Bruce to level her up. And if you are logical you like free stuff, so use my link or scan the QR homie to get Silver Energy XP, a shard, and Vergus, a dope defensive dude today. Alright, runes are next to my school picture at the bottom of the screen if you're into that kind of stuff. And notice I started the moldy dentist pick first item, to which my support is wondering if I'm off my meds, so I tell her the game plan, which apparently was too intricately complex for a League player's brain to process, as she then remarks that she wanted to Senna, then proceeds to leave me hanging like a flaccid dick going commando, which ultimately gives Mr. Mascara and his tornado queefing sidekick the keys to my taint under tower as I fail flash to dodge an auto. But luckily that spectral crescent roll whipping Healy sled of a goat came right back, and Ophelio's dead creepy stepsister must have been whispering all kinds of things about how she'll be stuck in a washing machine back at base, so he takes the most direct route back to quasi-ancestral Pound Town while Jenna temporarily becomes a part of our team. And I may have gotten a dirk, but my mid was a dick, so she pulls the plug on this game and probably goes to log into one of her other 12 League accounts, which gives me a perfect 4v5 to show the power of this farm missing lantern refugee on the ADC role. And thankfully tight jean little piss boy had ants in his pants and clearly a few unused wards in his bag, which let me bait him into thinking the king of the ruined simps wasn't about to come skinny dipping into lane to tie up and bum fuck his cotton candy Jana. I then figure he's already more pulled out than an ejaculating dick, so I head back to grab the rewards of my missed CS until my eyeballs eventually inform me that he thinks setting up a Bloons tower defense turret is the play here, and quite frankly it could have worked considering he recruited half the Hogwarts Nick Q to fight in the war, but I showed up to put an end to that potential Gosu montage. I then did something that no ADC main on the planet has ever done in this game. I started pinging for him to stay and no, not to push the wave in for me but to literally tax me. And you can tell he was hesitant because my request was practically on the level of asking him to come into my house and bang my wife. And you know what they say, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Give a man an entire wave of tax after he ganks for you and that motherfucker will be camping in your lane like it's a goddamn Winnebago. That said, Aphelios executes the combo outlined on page 6 paragraph 3 of his passive and takes down my giga ganking simp lord, resulting in an even trade and an interesting reaction to having just got shit slammed and killed. I keep fighting like I'm trying to get kicked out of school, and the walking Halo 2 weapon arsenal over here thinks him buying grievous wounds will make his ult combo actually do damage, but he's a naive fool, so I wrap the zombie hands around his ankles, then unpack my giant ass global wind tunnel right in his face for the kill. Then as I'm chasing this tie-dyed floating fart monger, I'd like to ask you the people to help me get the last few steps to 500k subs by joining the 0% of people in here that are currently subbed, and let's get back to how I would have got the double if she didn't release a buzzer-beating star-spangled butt shit last second to push me back. Side note: Akali was definitely out for the count and her lane nemesis was lonely, bored and murdering others to pass the time. So naturally I'm over here wondering how it's 12 minutes and Riot hasn't offered me a partial refund on my time for having been paired up with someone from their main demographic of anally conceived shit monkeys who leave games, but I guess they weren't in the mood for that feature to work today. But it's okay, you know why? Because the day I get to visit Riot in person, I am going to drop an undercooked fudge brownie in one of their public restrooms post Chipotle with queso on lactose intolerant status as my way of protesting, but it's also okay because we were somehow winning the shit out of this fight. Partially because Viego was enjoying the amenities of being designed by Riot August and going invincible while healing for half his health and being given a full row of new cooldowns at his disposal every 3 seconds, which totally makes this game more engaging for everyone involved. But in this one tiny particular case it handed me a triple kill on a platter, so I was all smiles from ear to shining sea as I selfishly went back to miss some farm while they took drag. That I slurped 2 sperm puppies off of as well, and we may have been getting our shit pushed in so much I could have thrown anal in the title and reposted this game on the PHubby, but I was adamant on winning this battle of Team Deathmatch, and Lava Lamp Kindred was going to be the first one to learn, and it was working. We were winning in kills despite being down a man until an innocent camera pan up top reveals this. 4v5 and my heel slut unicorn goat is now inting? No, she was just disconnecting every 2 seconds, meaning I was going to have to test the power of my 40 CS at 20 minutes by first informing Billie Jean Armstrong that Green Day has to take a backseat to black and white screen today. Good old Kindred, truly amazing work out of you. Almost forgot you were here, JK. You wouldn't shut up and chat about how unfair this game is while ironically being on the only fully staffed team. And the main issue that we were dealing with was this little depressed midget suicide bombing into our team as I tried to salvage the shit fest, but in the end it was too many. But let's not forget I've been stacking more than the employee of the month at IHOP, which means this shutdown worthy baby Billie Eilish would have to deal with my cum guzzler of a photon cannon that someone with her size legs has no chance of outrunning. And we may have been down a player, but one of theirs was playing for our team, and it was the glowing cup of noodles Kindred, and the combination of me being more fed than Nikocado Avocado and my jungler being able to literally outplay League of Legends, and things were looking up. Their bot lane was now about as useful as a chocolate teapot, and their top laner was both lane to the party and tied up with all of us looking at him, pointing and laughing as we didn't even need our Nasus, who was itching his own asshole off camera that whole time. Kindred now had her eternal virginity soapbox all chat shotgun aimed at the support item ADC and chat, who unironically could do 60% of their ADC's health with a Q auto combo as Depresso. Leader of the Tilted Toddlers comes barreling in only to immediately regret that one, allowing me to carefully line up the largest butt burp on this side of the equator. And for those of you with curiosity boners about being a 3 CS per minute ADC, hopefully this scene with Janna can ease some of your minds. I then secure a double from the sad gladiator before hitting a hot pursuit toward the man with the moon cannon and a dead sister whispering ASMR commands into his head all game. Their entire team is alive and we are still down a person, but we deem it a good time to jerk off Barney's dick in river as I'm in charge of security at the door, so anyone who looks too young to enter like this short stout toddler will be herded away, and anyone who tries to resist will just be killed with 3 autos out of the gigantic sniper scope stapler that I carry around as a gun. They make the mistake of contesting Dragon as if we've given off the impression that we are willing to share, so I butt blast Spear Boy to get my assist, and then I guess there was a full-blown plan to assassinate us, but I'm not a president. I'm an ex-president's wife and these puppies are going to say my name.
Say my name.
Yeah, they all died. I'm pretty sure me and the Viego could win team fights with just us two at this point. As you could see, I was able to auto people from bumfuck Kalamazoo and do half their health only to finish the job the very next time my rapid fire cannon was up as we marched into their base like we were invited, slaying every little shitter in our way. So say what you want about me thinking there's value in having a second support worth of utility and vision that actively welcomes junglers to tax them but can scale harder on no CS than any other ADCs. But I don't usually win games where my team has all 5 players, let alone stomping like this with one man down. So there you have it. The only champ that gets better by missing CS. What should I try next? Rav out. Stuck. You suck. Bad luck. Hard. Stuck.